Brother, sister, celestial energy, brother Wisdom, what's going on, guys? All right, I just came out of meditation. This stuff's so fucking disheartening. It's crazy. We got shit we gotta do. We literally got shit we gotta do. All right, I was on the YouTube community channel, and that last post about the Roe versus Wade, and let's see, who was that? Il Biblio Zionist. I think the name is Il Biblio Zionist. And he posted on that Revelation 18th chapter, 2nd verse, and it said, he cried in a loud voice, "She is fallen, great Babylon is fallen. She is now haunted by demons and unclean spirits, and all kinds of filthy and hateful birds live in her." And that's what is written in that book. And, I've been trying to tell brothers and sisters for the longest, the book of Revelation was literally talking about the fall of us. When you talk about the destruction of a certain area, they said, oh yeah, and the angel poured out this, and the angel poured out that, and the angel poured out this. Because people were trying to pair up the book of Revelation with current things. And I was like, it's not right. This was an event. This is something that happened here on this realm where we had literally been stripped of every ancestral energy, everything. So I started going into meditation, and I was given information on the tree of life. Now, brothers and sisters, especially those who are the Bible thumpers, don't get the tree of life mixed up with that book when the Adam program with the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. These are two different trees. The tree of life was our tree that the brother had revealed that was in the Arctic Circle. All right. There's a reason why they call it Arctic Circle. All right. Circle of life. All right. The tree of the knowledge of the good and evil, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil was on planet Eden, where these inorganic beings were told not to eat of that tree, and they ate of the tree, and for whatever reason, don't know. All right, for whatever reason, don't know. But their creator came and said, hey, why are you hiding? How did you know you were naked? Didn't I tell you not to eat that tree? You were supposed to have been here. This was going to be your home. Then they end up getting kicked off the planet. All right. So that's a completely different tree. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil, planet Eden, somewhere distant universe, far away from this universe. All right. They have records, though. Believe me, they have records. They've traveled. They have records. All right. The tree of life, the circle of life. What I learned in my meditations, that the tree of life was something like a cyborg mechanical tree. And many of the trees here still have those abilities. I watched the videos. The trees are actually walking. The trees are actually moving. The plant is alive, but the tree of life was more so created from like carbon fiber optics. And this is like some very advanced type of technology. And it was implanted in the ground in this realm. See, each realm has got a tree of life. All right, the tree of life wasn't for the planet. Each realm has got their own tree of life. So if you end up going to another realm, you're going to be a part of that realm, and that realm has a tree of life. The tree of life on this realm was destroyed, which means that we've got to find a way to rebuild it. All right? And it's going to take us to rebuild it. Nobody's going to come and do anything for us. We've got to be the ones to link back into physics and science and technology and engineering and all this stuff. I mean, that's where we come from. So because the tree of life that was implanted, and it was like a cyborg, it was created straight from pure cybernetics. It was created from pure cybernetics. I mean, and this is what gave us the ability to do so many things. But, you know, like we said, I think it was Brother Marvin who told us about the tree of life. I think it was him, if I'm not correct. Who told us about the these beings. I can't find believe me, I can't find Marvin Jones. It was Brother Marvin Jones who told us about these beings when these beings had went into center of the planet, and they got the information from the dwarfs and the elves in the center of the planet. And dwarfs and elves, whatever type of deal they cut with the dwarfs and the elves, they never came to the other part of that deal. And dwarfs and elves gave up the information. Therefore, a war ensued because they was trying to kill them. The dwarfs and the elves fought back, ran a lot of these inorganic beings out of Center Earth. They shut the door. They closed everything off from them. But these inorganic beings had access. They had information. They knew where to target. And like we said, they had clones, and they had clones of themselves and clones of themselves. They have been cloning for eons. Seriously. Thousands of years they have been cloning. They're still cloning right now. Joe Biden is a clone. That Joe Biden that you see, it's a clone. You make a full-grown clone in 8 hours. Seriously. Make a full-grown clone. You have the one clone that you can clone from a drop of blood, and you can create a baby. I think that's called a reproductive clone. I think it's called a reproductive clone, where you clone, and then that clone is birthed with from a fetus into a baby inside of a synthetic amniotic sac with synthetic amniotic fluid. But then you have a direct clone, which is some kind of way they take the DNA of that person, and they create a body. It's like a body that's, it's just a body, and it's like they take the essence of that and put it into that body, and it's like a direct clone. But a clone can be, however they do it, a clone can be created, a full-grown clone can be created in 8 hours, or then they hit the reproductive clone where the baby goes through a certain stage and is birthed through, like I said, synthetic amniotic sac and synthetic amniotic fluid, while certain nutrients are being pumped in through artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence has been around for a long time. And that's clone. So they've been cloning for a long time. So they had millions upon millions upon millions of clones come here, and we fought them. and we fought them, and we fought them, and we fought them, and we fought them. These are the things that they want to tell you about. And they found our tree, and they destroyed our tree. And that's where the scripture comes from right here. All right? That's where that scripture comes from, when they said, and he cried a loud voice, she has fallen, the great Babylon has fallen, she is now haunted by demons and unclean spirits. All kinds of filthy and hateful birds live here. You got to understand, the birds are people, you know. Filthy people, hateful people. They didn't want to say people, they put birds there, but it was hateful people. So when we talk about the fall of Atlantis, we talking about the fall, because they call Babylon the city of great evil, because we had so many different levels of robotics. We had all types of technology. All right, this was no fly-by-night place. We had the shit. And these so-called white people, these inorganic people, I don't know if they're with the Draconians, Reptilians, the Nakals, Needs, the Nordics, the Palladians. I mean, it was all different types of them, and they were all cloned of themselves, and they came here and they fought against us. And they destroyed our tree of life. Like I said, tree of life was more so carbon fiber optics type of tree. It was created through straight cybernetics. It looked like a real tree, but it was cybernetics, just like us. All right, our skin, this carbon skin, it's carbon fiber optics. You're going to be born through a sister that was when you have a brother who ejaculates into that sister, that carbon sperm, because our sperm is a carbon base. Everything about us is carbon. So you have a carbon sperm going into a carbon egg. And this is all carbon fiber optics. Cyborgs are some of the greatest powers ever known. And when that tree was destroyed, and they showed us that tree in the movie Avatar. It's like they bragged about it. And like we said, they wanted us to think that we had bows and arrows. That's what they wanted us to think, that we had bows and arrows, but they didn't want us to know that we had some of the greatest technology, and we just got overflooded. They knew that if they could flood the land, they knew if they can overflood us with theirs, we're gonna have a hard time fighting them. And we had a hard time fighting them, brothers and sisters. We had a hard time fighting them. And to this day, we're still fighting them. And for whatever reason, our brothers and sisters want to awaken to this marrying and hanging out and all this other garbage. And then they kill us off secretly and give a slap on the wrist. Don't do that no more, but we're going to go ahead and take care of it and make it a suicide. Yeah. So it's still going on. It's still going on to this day. So the tree of life was a cybernetic tree. I saw it. It was made of the inside of the tree. You had the outside of the tree, which had a bark on it. But the inside of the tree was pure cybernetics. And the roots was planted in the ground. And all that energy, I mean, it was millions and millions of roots, and all that energy just dispersed across this realm. And therefore we had the ability fly, levitate, teleport, to control all the forces. This is what the tree of life gave us, to control all of the forces: wind, water, fire, magnetism, electricity, plasma, high frequencies, high vibration. I mean, all types. So we have to rebuild this tree of life. We have to rebuild the tree of life. It's up to us. Nobody else is going to do this but us. Like we said, the tree of life was created through pure cybernetics. And who are we? We are the greatest known cyborgs in this part of the galaxy. We fell from a great power, and they call this Great Babylon. And a great voice cried out, Babylon has fallen. The biblical Babylon, is nothing but Atlantis. And then they made Atlantis into America. And then now we're calling ourselves Americans when in reality we are Atlanteans. Not Babylonians, but Atlanteans. They told the story, but we didn't understand it. That's why I say this book is written in codes. The book of Revelation already happened. They were telling things that already happened. They were not telling, this, the great prophecy is going to happen and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And brothers and sisters grabbing this book, trying to match up different things with that book. But shit is happening that book ain't got. The real shit, to know what is really going to happen, they got it. They got the scrolls. But they told us how they made us fall. And they told us what happened. How the dragon gave power over to the beast, and the beast gave power back to the dragon. It's like a separate some powers, I saw the one brother had did a posting and was talking about the dollar bill and how it showed the separation. It showed the Great Seal, which represents these white people. All right, on the back of the dollar, which the eagle and the seal represents these white people. But then you had the pyramid and the eye, which represents the Moors. And who did they use to help us fall? The Moors. But you have to remember, the Moors are not originally from here. Let's take a pause for a second. Okay, I'm back. All right. This is Amenhotep El Bey of Facebook. This is what he wrote. He said, yes, family, we always had our own nation and government. The evidence is on the back of the $1 bill because there are two seals on the back of the $1 bill. The two seals is evidence. Two seals are evidence of a more perfect union of two governments. The seal with the eagle holding the 13 arrows is the Great Seal for the Europeans. And the corporate United States, the seal of the pyramid, is the Great Seal for the Moors, and the continental United States of America, aka the Al Morocco. Okay. So we must understand that we talked about the 4th of July. We talked about the 4th of July. There was Thanksgiving, that was the 4th of July, but mostly 4th of July when they talk about 1776, And this is when these inorganic beings made deals. And this is after the fall. You got to understand, when things were different before the fall. Before the tree of life was destroyed, all of us all over this planet were fighting. When I said that these motherfuckers had millions and millions and millions of clones, they were fighting on every part of this realm. They were fighting us hard on every part of this realm. They were fighting because they wanted to have the resources. So many different beings have come here to this realm, and others in other realms are not under this right here that we're dealing with. So many different beings have come to this realm because they wanted the resources. The resources on this realm is rich. And what do they take the resources? They take the resources and they take it back to their planets. That's why we talk to you guys about these inorganic beings and so-called white people and all of them up there in Russia and Ukraine and all. They are taking resources and they taking it back to their homes. That's why the brothers and sisters from other realms, or better yet, they're from this realm, but they come from the outskirts of this realm. All the other islands, what they call the other lands, all those other islands, they're coming and they are fighting these beings and they're destroying them because they know what's going on. See, you got to understand, overstand, brothers and sisters. This whole thing about war and all this stuff, they're working together. All right? Putin and Biden and whatever that Chinese guy name, whatever. Marvin Jones just did an hour and a half message on how when China fell and how, they destroyed all the original books of the of our people, the true Asians. And these are the Orientals who did this. And everything happened after the destruction of the tree of life. So much shit happened. All right. So everybody was fighting on this realm here. They wanted the resources because they heard about the resources, the land of milk and honey. You got gold, you got silver, you got diamonds, you got uranium, you got copper, you got natural gas, you got salt. Oh my goodness, what else you got? You got all types of other minerals. I mean, tungsten. I mean, all types of minerals and metals. It was like, this is the place to be, and they want to own the resources. This is why they came, because they wanted to own the resources, and they take those resources back to their home where they originally came from. And they want to stay here so that they continue to drain our planet. And in the meantime, we sit up and constantly working day to day to try to make some money and do this. And they're stealing our people, and they realize that our organs have a lot of those rare minerals that they can't get from the ground. Yes. So they learn how to, dry out the organs and chop them up and then form them into a more solid metal. They learn the chemical composition, how to form our organs into the resources that they need. All right. So you have to understand, overstand the tree of life was our source. Because we are organic cyborgs of this world. And after the fall, they taught our brothers and sisters how to be Moors. Moors is nothing but another religion for Islam. They taught us that. And all your Arabs and all that, those are all part of the Oriental clan. The Orientals come from another universe, another guy. They all came here working together because they want to own the resources. They created corporations. And then they turned us against each other. They turned us against each other. You got brothers and sisters running around here talking about oh yeah, all of us were Moors. No, we were not. No, we were not. We were not all Moors. Before the fall, we knew who we were. We called ourselves nature. We knew what planets we came from. We knew what galaxies we came from. We knew the star systems we came from. We knew all the planets that we saw in the sky. We traveled. We were deep into cybernetics and robotics and all types of other things. And these so-called white people said that this is evil. And they called it evil because they could not contain us. And then they found a way to make us fall. This was the fall of Atlantis, the great and powerful Atlantis. And then they told us that Atlantis went underwater, when in reality Atlantis never went underwater. We're walking on Atlantis. We're talking on Atlantis. We're breathing on Atlantis this very moment. We must understand, overstand, brothers and sisters, the fall of Atlantis. And Atlantis is what they call Babylon. So many brothers and sisters don't understand the book of Revelation already happened. Everything in that book already happened. This is the fall. Babylon is Atlantis. The great and powerful Atlantis, what they call it. Like I said, Babylon. So the tree of life, cybernetics, made of carbon fibers, fiber optics, the rawest of intelligence and technology we were created from. Look at this right here. Look at this. Fiber optics. Fiber optics. Carbon fibers that grow out of our body. We have carbon fibers that grow out of our body that they call hair. This locks right here. These are carbon fibers that grow out of our bodies. Pure carbon. Pure carbon. They call ether. We've already established that they use ether to create anesthesia. They need us for their technology, but we need us for our realm, for our planet, for our people. It's time that we wake up. We have to come together. And it doesn't matter if it's 1% of us or 2% of us or 3% of us. We have to come together and to recreate the tree of life. Maybe we need another great gathering. Maybe we need another great gathering so that we all come together and we're going to talk about rebuilding the tree of life. We need our engineer brothers and sisters. We need our physics brothers and sisters. We need our technology brothers and sisters. We need everyone. And if you want to put things on this forum, put it on the forum, because guess what? This so-called white man can't do shit about this. He can't do nothing about it. Only thing he gonna try to do is try to slow you down or stop you. But guess what? You got more power than he does. He knows he don't belong here. He knows this shit. This is common knowledge. All of them know they know. But in the meantime, they tell us that they were created from us. If you were created from us, then why you don't look like us? Exactly. Motherfuckers. So the key point is that we have got to understand that they wrote this book and they told us, oh, all these prophecies are coming true and this prophecy. No. Tree of life was already destroyed. When the tree of life was destroyed, that was the fall of our realm. And like the one brother said on that video talking about the tree of life in the Arctic Circle, he said this entire realm is Atlantis. This entire realm is Atlantis. Which means that those brothers and sisters who come from the Sumerian galaxy, they call themselves Sumerian, but they were here. And we came from where? An Atlantean galaxy. But this realm is Atlantis. And we came here on this planet because this planet was supposed to be a universal power station. And we were building this planet because this planet is created through pure cybernetics. That's why everything is reborn. So that's why everything is this planet is unlike any other planet. And they say that, it regrows everything, and this right here, and you can take away and it'll recreate it. This is cybernetics, the greatest of cybernetics, and we were created directly from this planet. We have something to protect, but we were never Moors. We were never Christians. They brought that shit to us. They taught that shit to us. All that shit we talked about in the Bible the other day. Yeah, all that shit happened in the other place, but the fall of here, when you say the fall, Babylon has fallen, they was talking about here. Everything in that book of Revelation has already happened. They were telling the story of shit that already happened, but then they lied and said, oh, this was prophecy. It's no prophecy. This shit had already happened, motherfuckers. Now we got to bring ourselves back to the point of rising again. That's where we got to bring ourselves back. To the point of rising. We have brothers who took on that Moorish theme. They came from the other side of our realm. They came here and fought against us because they were promised something that they were never really given. That's why you have this Moorish thing. And some of the government, this corporation honored the Moors, and some of this corporation don't honor the Moors, but they made a pact with them. They made a pact with the Moors. That's why some of the Moors get away with some of the things. Understand? Like you put in that dollar. One part for the Moors, one part for the inorganic beings. Yep. I'll catch you guys later. All right. We're going to go off that one. You know the deal. All power to the multi-chakra celestial angelic beings. Been chaos reign with you forever and ever and ever. Remember, chaos brings change. Chaos is knowledge. Chaos is understanding what the fuck we dealing with. We got this, though. All right? We got this. We got this. We're going to rebuild our tree. We're going to rebuild everything that was lost. Cybernetics, we're the ones. We're the creators. Let's get to working, brothers and sisters. Much power to you all.